everybody, and today there was a patch for Destiny, and the reason for this patch was to put the brand new Crucible matchmaking into every single playlist, because before it was only in Control. Also, it's gonna be pushing Damage Referee to every single playlist, and before it was just in Control. So what Damage Referee is supposed to do is basically make it to where the person who has really bad internet, instead of making them invincible and a god that can just run around destroying everyone and get revives without being able to be killed because they're lagging, instead of that happening, it's supposed to actually make it punishing for the player who has the bad connection. It's not going to make it like crazy bad or anything, but if you are lagging, you will feel the effects. Other people won't feel the effects as much. I'm sure that we're still going to be feeling the effects of laggy people, but it's not going to be to the point where you become a god because you have a bad connection. So that's just pretty standard. If you're having a kind of laggy time, if you're hitting your shots, there'll be a slight delay in them registering. And you'll get shot behind walls and stuff like that because you are not in the game world where we see you in the game world. So if you have a bad connection, don't worry, it's not going to be like crazy bad. It's just going to make it to where you don't have God mode enabled when you are in the Crucible. So with this update coming, I of course had to step into the Crucible and see what the connections are like, and to also see what the skill of my opponents are, because how matchmaking was before is that skill-based matchmaking was prioritized before the connection of your opponents and your teammates. You were being matched with people mostly based on skill, which in theory sounds really great, but in practice it never really works because you end up playing with people who are nowhere near you, and it creates just for an unenjoyable experience. Unenjoyable, that's the right word, not enjoyable. That's not a word, don't use that. Your teacher will be mad at you. So I played a few games, not too many. I played like 6 games. I actually managed to mercy people 3 times in a row in zone control, and I don't think I've ever mercied any team ever in zone control. But on the other hand, I also had a zone control game where it came down right to the wire. There was like 20-point difference between the 2 teams, and my team ended up losing. So in terms of the skill of my teammates and of the enemy, I found a really mixed bag. I've had games that was super easy and we could steamroll the enemy. I've had games that were really close and I was just getting picked off whenever I tried to engage anybody. And that's honestly what I like. No one wants to sweat their balls off, or butt. I can sweat my butt off every single game. That's what I would want ranked matches for. I could choose to go and sweat my ass off. But in regular Crucible, I want to just experience a mixed bag. Sometimes, the truth is, you just want to destroy people and have a fun game without having to try super hard. But then those really close matches are also really enjoyable. So I think most people want to have a mixture of both, and that's definitely what I found so far. I will say so far, because I've only played like 6 games. When I play for like a week, maybe I can give a full review of the matchmaking systems. But so far, it definitely feels a lot more balanced in terms of the variety of games that you're going to be getting. So that feels really good. It feels like the old Crucible. I can go into a game and possibly have a really awesome time without trying, and also go in and try really hard and have a really close game. So I like that a lot. Now, talking about connections, because of course Damage Referee is supposed to protect us from all of the bad laggy people out there, I so far have not seen anybody teleporting. I haven't had anyone having like their shots not registering. Like when I'm shooting them, all of my shots are registering on them as they should be. I haven't been killed behind a wall yet, but that's just going to happen no matter what. But so far, I have not had any issues. I was even in a lobby with some people who had yellow bars. There was the majority of players who had yellow bars, and I didn't notice anything really bad. No one was teleporting, no one was taking shots and not dying. So that is a really positive thing. I don't know if that was just from the small games that I played, and maybe when I come across people who have terrible connections, it will be too much for Damage Referee to handle. But so far, it's been super great. So my preliminary, that's the word. Sorry, I can't talk recently. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I'm dying, it's possible. But my preliminary opinion and review of the new matchmaking system is that it's working as it should be. Matches are of all variety, good, bad, steamrolls, really close, getting my ass kicked, and connections, I have not found anyone going into God mode. So I'm really happy. I honestly was playing Rusted Lands, and I went into A flag? Yeah, I went into A flag, and there was 3 dudes in there, and I was able to take them all down. I ended up dying, but I went in there and was able to kill them all, and I was like, this feels like old Crucible. I used to do this stuff back in the day. When I felt like I could do it, I used to do that. I used to run into rooms and just see how many people I could take out. But recently I haven't even been able to try and do that because I know that it's just so sweaty. There's no way that I can even have the confidence to try and do that. So of course, like I said, I don't want those games all the time, but it's nice to just have relaxing games. And it's also nice to be able to play with your friends of all skill levels and not have anyone feel like they're way out of their depths, in their depths. Yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are checking out the Crucible today, make sure you let me know in the comments section what mode you played, what were the connections like, and how have you found the whole connection-based matchmaking over skill-based matchmaking. I want to get a little experiment going on here with you guys. So please do let me know what you find in the comment section, and I'll speak to you awesome people later. Bye.
You have total control.